It goes without saying that the last 2 episodes of Star Wars, The Clone Wars, hurt, and a major part of that was seeing our boy Jesse go over to the dark side. As soon as Order 66 was issued, Jesse turned on Ahsoka Tano and was relentless in hunting her down. Even when Rex offered him an easy way out, pointing out that Ahsoka technically wasn't a Jedi, Jesse didn't take the bait. He kept up with trying to kill her until the Star Destroyer they were on crashed, killing him in the process. In this video, we're going to explore why Jesse didn't take the easy way out. Jesse had been one of the Clone Wars' most important clone characters since he first appeared during the Battle of Seleucama in Season 2. In his first appearance, he, Kix, and Hardcase helped save Captain Rex's life after a droid commando nearly killed him. Those 3 quickly proved themselves to be among the best troopers in the 501st Legion, repeatedly showcasing a high degree of independence and skill. Like Rex himself, they did what they thought was right to the best of their abilities, regardless of orders. This was best showcased during the Battle of Umbara, in which Jesse and Hardcase, together with the ARC Trooper 5s, disobeyed the orders of General Krell to destroy an enemy supply ship, playing a crucial role in the Republic's eventual victory. Hardcase died in the attempt, and an angry Krell attempted to have 5s and Jesse executed for disobeying his orders. The clones tasked with the execution, including Kix, refused to kill them, however, and so 5s and Jesse lived to fight another day. The independence Jesse displayed on Umbara was apparently noticed by the higher-ups, and sometime before the Battle of Anaxis, he was made an ARC Trooper. As an ARC Trooper, Jesse truly came into his own. He wasn't just a good fighter, he was a good thinker as well, with a strong sense of right and wrong. Like 5s, he did best when left to improvise, regardless of the orders that he was given. Earlier in the war, such clones would have been seen as problematic and potentially traitorous, but by that point, they were beginning to be appreciated more by the Jedi. The Battle of Umbara was an excellent case in point of why Jesse's disobedience during that battle helped stop the traitor Krell from sabotaging the Republic invasion of Umbara. But when Order 66 was issued, Jesse accepted it without hesitation. He became dead set on killing Ahsoka Tano, with Darth Sidious having explicitly ordered her to be killed as a Jedi. This was made all the more painful by the fact that he was given every possible way to refuse the order. When Ahsoka refused to fight back and settled on just avoiding the clones, Jesse ordered the 332nd to hunt her down. When Rex offered him an easy way out by attempting to point out a loophole in Order 66, Jesse still didn't take the bait, and instead turned on Rex too.
Sir, you said yourself we're under special order from Darth Sidious to eliminate Ahsoka Tano and any other clone who disobeys Order 66. Commander Rex, you're in violation of Order 66. I accuse you of treason against the Grand Army of the Republic. You'll be demoted in rank from commander and subject to execution, along with the traitor Ahsoka Tano.
Now, obviously, this is the work of inhibitor chips. This whole sequence really is a testament to how strong those chips really were. Previously, it was a bit ambiguous on how the chips actually worked. With Tup, he just kinda went into a trance and descended into a sort of focused insanity, and it was unclear whether that was on some level caused partly by the malfunction or whether that was just how the chips were actually supposed to work. We know now that the answer is the former, however, and that the chips were intended to be much more insidious. What we saw with Jesse wasn't some sort of trance or some sort of programming override, it was conscious intent. Jesse was fully aware of what he was doing and to a degree why he was doing it. He believed wholeheartedly in what he was doing too. The chips made the clones wholly obedient to orders, and on some level, they also did something even worse. They made the clones believe that what they were doing was right. Jesse didn't act like a man who was just following orders. We know what he was like when he's just following orders, and that wasn't it. He had conviction too. That makes this a whole lot less clear-cut. You can't just artificially create genuine conviction, after all. That's beyond the scope of even the inhibitor chips. Those chips likely drew on something organic, some experiences or beliefs that the clones already had that made them more willing to blow out the brains of their generals. In the video we put out just after episode 11 of season 7, we touched on this as we analysed the thoughts of various clone commanders as they executed the order. All of them had different justifications for what they were doing. They were experiencing different emotions and had different reactions to the initial order. Some commanders responded with blind obedience as their loyalty to the Republic and the system was strong enough to not need any further justification. Other commanders, like Commander Petrou, were on record saying that they executed the order because they felt betrayed and were furious at the idea that their generals would lead their brothers to die only to betray the Republic. Some, like Rex, hesitated and were on some level wholly unwilling to comply with the order, pushed to pull the trigger only by the strength of the chips, which likely defaulted to enhancing their obedient instincts. But here's the tricky bit. We know what it looks like when a clone is unwilling to comply with the order now. With Rex, we saw him tear up, shake, and hesitate, becoming slower and incapable of killing Ahsoka as he tried to resist the chip. Part of this was how much he cared about and believed in Ahsoka, and part of it was likely also his independence at work. Here's the thing though, Jesse had no such reaction to the order. He didn't hesitate or resist at all. We know this isn't blind obedience because he was even more independent than Rex, considering that he was made ARC Trooper and repeatedly went further in disobeying orders than Rex was willing to. And Jesse was quite close to Ahsoka as well. His situation was similar to Rex's, and yet he accepted the order and died trying to carry it out. This is probably why Rex tried to stall Jesse in the way that he did. He probably hoped that he'd be able to weaken his resolve, either giving him the strength to disobey the order or limiting his effectiveness in carrying it out. He gave Jesse pretty much every excuse to hesitate, but Jesse just didn't. Instead, he turned his guns on Rex, accusing him of treason too, which is way beyond what you'd expect the chips to drive the clone to do. The implication here was that, on some level, he was perfectly willing to kill Ahsoka and even Rex. But why? The answer lies in the Umbara arc. As we said earlier, that arc put his independence on full display, detailing clearly that he was even more independent than Rex was, even more willing to disobey orders. But there's actually a dark side to that. Consider how the arc would have gone if Jesse, not Rex, was in charge. He was done with Krell a whole lot earlier than most of the other clones were, suspecting him of hating clones and even being a traitor. And in the words of Commander Petrou, I thought of all my men who died under Ki-Adi-Mundi's command, and if I'd known then that he and his buddies were gearing up to do the Separatists' work for them and overthrow the government, I'd have shot him as a traitor a lot earlier. If Jesse was in charge on Umbara, it's a fair bet that he probably would have killed Krell outright before they even got to the airbase. He wasn't the kind of clone to have a problem with such things, and the Umbara arc shows that plainly. That's what we saw in that final episode of the Clone Wars. To Jesse, after the issuing of Order 66, Ahsoka Tano was just another Pong Krell. So while the inhibitor chip certainly played a role in forcing this part of him to the top, he was perfectly willing to execute her, and when Rex got in the way, he was willing to execute him too. After all, if Ahsoka is Krell, then Rex is Dogma, and let's be honest, some of us wanted to kill him ourselves at points during the Umbara arc. So that's why Jesse didn't take the out Rex offered him during Order 66. But as per usual guys, we want to know your thoughts in the comments section below. Do you agree with our assessment of the whole situation, or do you think there are a whole bunch of other levels that we still haven't explored yet? Or do you think there are other avenues that we're not exploring here? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. We're keen to read some of your theories and comments. And as per usual guys, just before you go, please make sure you check out the links in the description below if you want to join the wider Geetsly's community, including our main Geetsly's Discord server, where you can chat with other Star Wars fans and myself, our Geetsly's gaming network, where you can join us on our Gary's Mod and Roblox servers and play with other Star Wars fans, and if you want to help support the channel more than you already are by watching this video, please do check out the Patreon as well. Every dollar does contribute to the quality of the videos posted on this channel. Anyways guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.